Okay, good evening, everybody. I hope everybody is well and that you can all hear me fine and dandy. So, welcome to the webinar. If you could put in the chat, introduce yourself, where are you from? What time is it where you are? I know we're being joined from people all across the world, so it'd be absolutely lovely to hear where you are and what you're up to. Is it Thursday evening with you like it is here in, I would say sunny Wiltshire, it's pitch black in Wiltshire with me? Or are you waking up? I know we've got people enrolled from Australia, New Zealand, Canada. I think it's more like lunchtime in Canada, the US. So it's absolutely lovely to have you all here. So thank you so much for joining us. So excited. Been looking forward to this all day long. What a treat. I've got so much to share with you guys this evening. It's going to be a really cool session. So as I said, introduce yourself, say hi in the chat. I'd love to know what it is you do. I know that we have got, as I said, people from all over the world. I know we have got practitioners. I know we have got coaches who are joining the call. So tell us a little something about you. That would be absolutely fab to find out more. And have you got a drink on the go? I've just made myself a lovely cup of green tea, but maybe you have got a glass of wine in one hand. Put it in the chat. Let us know. I would love to know where you are, if you're in your pajamas with a hot chocolate, or if you have got a cup of tea on the go and you're starting the day, or maybe, as I said, you've got a glass of wine in one hand. Just tell us where everything is with you. So this is going to be a really busy session and I can't wait. As I said, I hope you've all got a notepad and paper and you are ready to take some notes. Take plenty on board, because as I said, I've got lots and lots to share with you guys tonight. So we'll give everybody else a few more minutes to join us. I'm just going to check my messages because I'm sure there will be people. What always happens is, despite the fact we send out multiple emails, that emails can end up in people's junk boxes and so forth, and not everybody finds all the information. So I always get a few last minute messages. Help, I can't get in. What's the details? What's the login? So excuse me just checking that for a second. Right. I would also love to know, put it in the chat, what it is you're struggling with at the moment. Because I know 2020 has not been a dream year by anybody's standards. So why don't you let us know in the chat, what are you finding hard at the moment? Like I have practitioners reaching out to me most days saying, I want to have more clients, I want to have better reach on my posts, I need some help. So what is it you would like to get out of today? I would love to know. So what have we got in the chat? Struggle is to get and keep new clients. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay. We have got, oh, Amy, but you're coming up as Sebastian. That's going to confuse me massively. Oh, in Surrey. Oh, I am a Surrey girl. Although I live in Wiltshire now, my heart will always be in Surrey. Joining from Calgary with a cup of tea midday. Hello from the USA. Well, it's absolutely lovely to be joined from all over the world. Right, guys, it's 7:30. I said we'd start on time. Let's get cracking. So this is a business success masterclass. I am going to share with you ideas, things you can put in place to make a plan to move yourself forward. As I said, I know 2020 has not been the ideal year on paper. However, I passionately believe that firstly, the year's not over, that's a fact. And I passionately believe there's so many things you can do to get it back on track. And I'm going to be sharing some of those with you now. So it's how to make a plan to move forward, how to pick yourself up from wherever you are at the moment and make an action plan. Why do my slides not want to move? That's going to be a bit annoying. Naturally, they were working beautifully when I gave them a little practice earlier. And now they don't want to budge. Why is that? That's annoying. Okay. I'll just come out of my screen share for 1 second, guys, and start the screen share again, because that is generally the way to fix things, isn't it? Starting and stopping. Here we go. Oh, now I've gone right to the end of my slides. Let's just come out of those for 1 second. Like I said, everything primed and prepped, and then doesn't want to work when you want it to. But hey, if us horsey people are good at anything, it's thinking on your feet and not panicking, because isn't that just the way you need to be sometimes with horses? I have sure found that myself. Right, back to where we were. Okay, hopefully in the right place. So, are my slides going to do their job, which they were doing a beautiful job earlier? Yes, they are. Fantastic. So, I'm Nicola. Some of you I've met already. I know lots of you joining us this evening. We're on our conference almost 2 weeks ago. What a great day that was. So it's lovely to see you again. For those of you I haven't met, I'm Nicola Kennard-Comedy. I'm the owner and founder of NKC Equestrian Training. I'm a business coach. I'm also a qualified riding instructor. I do hardly any teaching now, but that has been my main focus for many, many years. And I'm all about helping horses. It doesn't matter if I'm helping owners to update their horse first aid knowledge, or to get the perfect canter transition, or supporting equine practitioners and equine professionals with their business. I'm just all about helping more horses, because if I can help you guys to help more people, I know that I'm getting my aim. The more people I can reach and help and support, the better, because that is helping more horses and making a difference. So I offer training on mindset and business strategy for equine practitioners. That's a large focus of what I do. As you know, I have a conference that I run every year. I do CPD type training, or we call it CPD in the UK. I think the term is continuing ed or continuing education for other parts of the world, but that kind of training, we do lots of that. I have a first aid course and a nutrition course as well. So plenty to keep me out of mischief. But the main thing you need to know is that I am here to help you. I have not always had the smoothest journey in the horse world and in the business world. And I am going to help you avoid some of the roadblocks and bumps that I've come across, because wouldn't you just like some shortcuts? You know, I wish someone had offered me what I know now at the beginning of my business journey, and that's what you'll hear for tonight. So, like I said, I love helping equine professionals grow their businesses and move forward. I focus all of my training on 3 areas, because I feel that you need 3 things in place for your business. You need knowledge and skills. Now, I'm preaching to the converted. You guys are trained, qualified professionals, whatever it is you do, whether it's coaching, whether it's massage, whether it's physioing, which I have made that into a verb, or any other kind of support for horses. You've got this in abundance, and you guys are so committed to your CPD. So you're always growing that. So that's an area that I can help you with, but you're already strong in. Now, the other 2 areas, I know from the great people that I work with, my lovely practitioner clients, and all the people that reach out to me every day, that it's these 2 areas that where there's skill shortages, where there's a gap. Mindset for success. Now, maybe this is something that you haven't really thought about, a business mindset, a success mindset, but we're going to be going over this tonight. And trust me, you need to know, you need to feel it in every bit of your being, every fibre, every cell, that you are a kick-ass physio, an amazing coach, fantastic massage therapist, or whatever it is you do. If you have doubts that you aren't quite good enough, or you have imposter syndrome, which I know affects so many of you, you are just going to be holding yourself back. And that leads into the 3rd thing. If you don't have your head in the right place, your marketing, you just won't be motivated. You'll be procrastinating about promoting yourself and putting yourself out there. You've got to have these 3 things. You've got to know what you're doing. You've got to believe you're brilliant at it. And you've got to tell other people about how you can help. And those are the 3 things you've got to have in place. And that is what all of my training focuses on. So I'll be talking you through some of this tonight, and I'll also be talking to you about my new 4-week program, which has been put together as a kind of rescue package to help you guys salvage 2020 and end 2020 on a high and give 2021 a massive kickstart so that you are not feeling however you're feeling at the moment for another year. So what's the plan for tonight? Okay, I did warn you in my emails. I've got a lot of energy. I've got lots I want to share with you. That's why I said bring your energy, bring your paper, your pen, or however you make your notes. We are going to focus on mindset. I've got quite a few bits I want to talk about mindset because it's so important for business success. And I feel like I'm living proof of how changing your mindset is a game changer for your business and for your life. And I'll be filling you on some of these details. I want to mention a bit about clarity because I find when I speak to practitioners, they generally say, I want a bigger audience, I want more clients, I want to make more sales, I want more consistent income. But when I ask them exactly what is it you want, like how many clients, they lack clarity. So we're going to be talking about that. And I have got so many practical points for you to action. Like we're all horsey people, we're used to doing. You've got to have plenty to do in this session. Productivity. Now, whether you like it or not, admin is something you have to get your head around. And I like to get things done fast. So I'm going to share how I do that and loads of tips that you can do yourselves. I'm going to mention sales. Now, sales is a massive topic. I could do like a week's worth of training on sales. We're going to touch on it because it's something that I feel so many people are blocked over. And then I have got some practical actions that you can be taking right now. Wherever you are in the world, you're going to be in a different situation. Here in England, we've got lockdown 2.0, which is affecting different coaches, trainers, practitioners in different ways. But it's fair to say everything's not quite as normal here at the moment. Different parts of the world, you may have different restrictions, but there's still things you can be doing to move your business forward. I've heard from so many people saying, oh, I don't think I should be talking about my business right now. I disagree, and I'll be telling you why. So that is the plan. Okay, are you feeling wide awake? Are you ready to go? Put a yes in the chat or an emoji or something if you are ready to learn. I've got one favor to ask before we start. I want to give you all my energy and all my passion and all my help. Could you just give me your focus? Like, don't be scrolling through Facebook. Don't be watching the TV at the same time. I would just love it if you could just give this your absolute 110% because you're going to get so much out of it. And I talk quite fast, so you might find that you need to be paying attention as well. So I'm just going to pop into the chat. I want to make sure everyone is on it. Yes, lots of yeses. Amazing. Everyone is awake and ready to roll. Perfect. Okay, so I've mentioned, I probably don't need to say it again, 2020 not been the ideal year. I got it. However, it's not all over. You have still got control of one thing, however out of control this year has probably felt. And I appreciate everybody has got different circumstances, and I'm not belittling the stress, emotional turmoil that anyone you might have been going through, but you can have some control over how you feel. We're going to be talking about mindset and brain training because you can control how you feel. You can control what you put into your mind. You can control how you react. You can control your thoughts and your emotions. And trust me, if you can reset yourself on a massive positive, wow, everything flows. The difference is huge. So it has got a lot to do with business. Now, for those coaches amongst us tonight, you'd probably be aware of this, but for everybody else, a little recap on your brain, on your mind. You've got two halves. You've got the conscious and the subconscious. Now, what you may not be aware of is that your subconscious brain is basically running the show. It's the autopilot. It's what is making so many of your decisions and controlling and influencing how you think and feel. And how that has been programmed is all dependent on messages that you picked up when you were younger. and what you might not be aware of at the moment. It's interesting when you start digging how you can see how your brain is kind of wired. If you're on a constant negative, if you're just feeling like, oh God, this is crap, I haven't got enough clients, I'm not earning enough, this is just all a bit of a downer, it's infiltrating everything. So you have got to think about how you can rewire your brain and reset it to positive. You will have limiting beliefs. We all have them that you picked up when you were younger. You didn't mean to, but it happens to everybody. And they are affecting you now as an adult in your business. So all these beliefs in your subconscious are formed when you are between 0 and 7. So, and it doesn't need to be like something traumatic, which, I mean, it could have been, but it could just be a snippet of conversation that you overheard when you were young, and that made you decide something. You didn't even know you were doing it, but you decided something about you, the world, your place in the world, how you fitted in, what you could or couldn't do. And that sets things in motion, like in a big way. So you have made these decisions, you've got these beliefs, and they've been affecting you throughout your whole life. It's so interesting. I'll give you a couple of examples. So I hear people say this to their children quite often, and I do cringe, but and I can see as a parent how it's tempting to say something like this. But if you were told as a child, oh, you're just too much, you're too loud, just pipe down, be quiet, that can actually result in an adult who doesn't want to talk about themselves, promote themselves or their business. And you're all here because you have your own businesses. You can see how damaging that is for your marketing. If you're somebody that's like, and people reach out to me all the time saying, oh, I just hate talking about myself on social, or I don't want to be like, seem to be promoting myself or bragging about what I'm doing. You've got a limiting belief in there. I'll give you another one. Maybe you were made to stand up in class as a child, and perhaps you got laughed at. Perhaps you were made to feel really silly, and now you've got a real block about public speaking. I was on a really interesting course a couple of weeks ago, actually, before the second lockdown, and I found it fascinating that more people are terrified of public speaking than they are dying. But you can see how things get formed in your head as a young age. You don't even know that this program is taking place, and you can see how it's going to have a knock-on effect. In the Expert Academy, which is my 12-week coaching program, we've been looking at money mindset really closely because, and I'll touch on this later when we talk about sales, but money blocks. We've all got like a money story, and I bet you were told something as a child about money. Now, I would love to know if you can share something in the chat. I would love to know what that was. Did you hear money doesn't grow on trees? Did you hear we can't afford that, or that's not for us, that's for them, whoever they might be? Perhaps you heard, oh, we can't afford to buy your horse, or you can't make money with horses. That's quite a popular one. I would love to know what limiting beliefs you have got, what money stories you've got around money, because this is going to affect you right now in every aspect of your life. It will affect your relationship with money. Maybe you are a saver, maybe you're a spender, maybe you find money just slips through your fingers. Perhaps you find it really awkward when people say, how much do you charge for a lesson, or how much is a treatment? Perhaps you're one of these people, and as I said, we've been exploring this in great depth in the Expert Academy, and it's so interesting. Perhaps you're one of these people who says, someone asks you what your service is and how much it costs. Maybe it's £50 or $50, say, and you just find yourself randomly discounting. So I know so many people do that. Somebody asks and you just, I don't know, knock £5, $5 off the price. It's crazy, but you can see how this happens. And this is why changing your mindset is critical. If you want to move your business forward, you have got to change your brain. You have got to reprogram. Your vibe speaks louder than your words. Now you might be looking at that slide thinking, oh, seriously, what is she on about now? Let me explain. If you are feeling like it's not enough in your business at the moment, it's not enough clients, it's not enough income, it's just not enough, you're dissatisfied, not happy, you'll be giving off that vibe. You'll be like repelling people without meaning to, of course, but you'll basically just got like a sign stuck on your forehead saying, it's not enough, I'm not satisfied, I'm not happy. Even if even if you become a new client, I'll just wonder where the next one's coming from. So your vibe, that kind of energy that you're putting out, it's all coming from what's in your head. That like negative voice that pops up. Now, come on, we've all got that little inner critic. We've all got that like doom cycle that can happen sometimes when your thoughts just go on a massive downhill. This is why you've got to change your mindset, because you've got to change your programming, and you've got to take actions that set your brain back to positive. And I'll be telling you how you can do that in a moment. But this really does make a difference. I think so many practitioners are coming from a massive place of lack, and that just repels clients left, right, and center. So, ever had a bad day? I'm sure you have had a bad day, definitely. Oh, it's really interesting. I've just dipped into the chat about money stories. So, learn the value of $1. Oh, how the other half live. I love that one. You can't, oh, that's a good one, Gemma. You can't have a career with horses and have your own. You'll never make enough. You'll never be able to afford a house like that. Yes to all of them. Yeah, sadly, it's true. And I know people say these things with the best of intentions. And as a parent to two young girls that both under 5, one, I'm really mindful about what I say, but 2, I can see how people say things like, oh, money doesn't grow on trees, because particularly the older one, when they're just like, oh, why can't you buy me a Barbie castle and a this and this and this? And it's trying to not make greedy, spoiled children, but also not give them bad programming. So it's really interesting to hear everybody's money blocks. So thanks for putting those in the chat. Okay, so have you ever had a bad day? I'm sure you have. Maybe today has been a bad day for you. If it has, I hope I'm cheering you up. But you know the day where you oversleep, you get out of bed, I don't know, your alarm doesn't go off, you're late, you get out of bed, you stub your toe, you spill your coffee everywhere, you drop the key, you can't find the keys, you drop the keys, I don't know, the car doesn't start, you can't catch your horse, whatever it is, you've dropped your phone in a water bucket, it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's just all gone wrong, and it just puts you in such a downward spiral. How you think is determining how you feel. So if you get out of bed, maybe you're running late and perhaps you've stubbed your toe, if you start putting something in place to change how you think and feel, probably all the other bad stuff doesn't happen. Now, that might sound a little bit far-fetched to some of you, but it honestly does. Like, you can reset yourself back to a positive, and that is so critical for business, because businesses do go through quieter periods. People do say no to you. It might be a no thanks, might be no in a nice way, but you're going to hear no. And if you let that affect you permanently or negatively, that's just going to cripple your growth. So you have got to be able to reset yourself back to positive. It just makes such a difference. Can you just not have a bad day? Well, this is really interesting. I personally believe, having done a lot of work on my own mindset and knowing other people that I work with that have done the same, bad things still happen. Like, things still go not to plan, but I have the tools in place. That doesn't mean I have a bad day. I don't then have a bad day, a bad week, a bad month. I might have a really pissed off 5 minutes, but I can stop that. I can change how I feel, and you can do the same thing too. And I feel it's so important. Not just, one, you'll have a nicer life because everything just flows, but 2, it affects your business so much. You will take more action. You will feel so much more inspired and motivated if you are coming from this real positive place in your business. This is why the first week of the 4-week program is mindset. This is why this is such a big focus in all the work I do supporting other equine professionals. So I've said it so many times, you can change your brain, you can change your programming. Think of your phone or your laptop or a tablet or something. It says every so often, I know mine does, it needs an update, it needs to update the system. Your brain is just the same. You might be running on outdated programming. You can change it, you need to change it, and you can change it. It is possible. But why have I got this picture of this lovely horse? Well, this horse, I'll tell a little story. This was his pride and joy, this mare. She's called Amanda. I believe it's unlucky to change a horse's name, so we stuck with Amanda. And I bought Amanda in I think it was 1920. I spent every penny I had on Amanda. I was so poor, I couldn't buy a saddle. I was doing my BHS training at the time. No matter, I was very happy with my purchase. I just rode her with no saddle for about 3 months. And I bought her, she was a polo pony at the time. So partly because I felt sorry for her, but partly because I just knew she had more potential. And if I can retrain a polo pony into performing some really nice elementary movements at home and jumping, hunting, cross country, doing not always with 100% consistency, I might add, but I taught her a lot, she taught me a lot, and we went on the most fantastic learning journey together. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I can't do all this stuff, she's talking all this mindset stuff. Firstly, you can. Secondly, think of a horse that you have had in your life. Maybe you've retrained it. Maybe it was a really tricky rehab case. It is possible to change. If I can train this lovely mare to do all those things from her polo starting place, you can change your mind without a doubt. Now, this is the time. This is exactly the time to rewire your brain. Spot the typo. It should say it says you brain, but I'm sure you're all awake and have spotted that. And I've said at the bottom, it's not just a false positive. Now, I'm not referring to any kind of testing or anything to do with COVID there. What I mean by false positive is I don't want you just thinking, I don't want you taken away from this presentation tonight, from this masterclass, or just to pretend I'm happy and it'll be fine. No, you have to go deeper than that. And I'm going on to the how in a second. But this is the time. This has been a difficult year. Who knows what 2021 is going to bring? But what I know is that you can change how you feel, and that will affect the action that you take. You'll be taking inspired action. You might be changing your plans slightly in response to world events. We can't control that, but we can control how we think and feel. And it is up to you to do the work to change your brain. One of my favorite quotes is, your future self is begging you to do the work. And I can't emphasize that enough. You've got to do this stuff to move yourself forward in your business. And to be honest, the rest of your life will thank you for it as well. So the how. I've told you why. I've told you lots of whys, why initiatives, but how on earth do you achieve this? So firstly, I think you need to identify some of your limiting beliefs. Like I said, we all have them. You form them by accident. Like I gave you those examples. You didn't mean to kind of get these beliefs. And I would love to know, stick it in the chat, what it is you feel is holding you back. Because from the brilliant practitioners that I work with, these are some of the common beliefs that I identify. Fear of failure. What if it doesn't work? What if nobody books? What if I look silly? Fear of being judged is another really big one. It might be, oh my God, what if I did that post on Instagram? Oh my God, what would the people at the yard think? What the girls that I trained with think? What would the people I was stable buddies with like 5 years ago think? I thought that too. I remember thinking, oh my God, what are people going to think? I've just put this post, I've shared this post like in a local group for my business page. Oh, what are people going to think? Honestly, they probably don't even notice. It's us holding ourselves back. And take it from somebody that has done that in the past and has moved forward. It's great on the other side. The grass is greener without a doubt. What about fear of success? Now, this is an interesting one because she might be really like, fear of success. What's she talking about? I just want success. I want success now. Well, you do. I hear you. But so often people are actually worried about everything going too well. Now, I spoke to a lovely lady who said, and I've heard this more than once actually, he said, oh, I don't want to post too much on social because what if I have a post that's so popular? I get so many bookings. I can't even see all these people. I can't like do all the appointments. I can't help all these people. So it could actually be fear of it all going so well that's holding you back. Sometimes people are worried about turning over too much money in the business and then paying too much tax, or what if I have to become VAT registered? And you can be holding yourself back from even starting a Facebook page for your business. Depends where you are in your business journey, because you're worried about it all going too well. So if any of those are resonating with you, stick something in the chat because I would love to know what it is. Fear of failure, fear of being judged. Lizzie, I don't think it's stupid at all. We've all been there. What the trick is, how you're going to be ahead of the game, Lizzie, is knowing that that's the problem. That you are like on the way. If you can work out what the issue is, fear of failure, fear of judgment. Oh, she's only young. I like that one. Yeah, well, who gives a crap anyway? Fear of partial success. Terrified of putting prices up. You don't think you're worth that much. Amy, that's a great one. Well, it's not a great one to feel. It's a great one to have identified. Definitely all of them. I'm hearing you. Okay, I thank you so much. Keep active in the chat because I love hearing back from you guys. So what about these ones? These are the other like set that I see all the time. Feeling like you can't do it. Now I see, and tell me if this is you. Just put me in the chat if this is you. Like, oh, I'm not quite good enough as a therapist or as a trainer. Like, when I have done more qualifications, if I just get that, I don't know, laser, infrared thingy, some more piece of equipment, if I just did a course about whatever, I just had a bit more experience, if I just had maybe like a bit more time to work on my Facebook page or twiddle around with my logo or something, if I had more branded clothing, I'd be like doing it then. It's that feeling that you aren't like ready, you're not there, you're not enough. I know that that's resonating. I would be 99.9% confident that it's either this or it's this. It's going to be one of them because as I said, I speak to so many people. I help so many practitioners, and it's always something like this. And as you know, imposter syndrome is something I mentioned at the beginning, and I think that is a real thing. Like just that feeling that it's like somebody will find you out, and when you do what you love for a living, almost makes it worse. Like it should make it great, and it does make it great in lots of ways, but it almost feels like this is too good to be true. Like I posted yesterday on Instagram or the day before, like that feeling like someone's going to find you out. And I've shared this story before, so apologies if you've already heard this, but I always wanted to ride at Windsor show. So Royal Windsor, I should say it properly. For those of you not from the UK, it's a really smart show. It's in the Queen's Garden. It's in the grounds of Windsor Castle. And I'd always wanted to ride there. The first year I went, I basically ruined the day for myself because I spent I was literally looking over my shoulder, waiting for somebody to tap me on the shoulder and say, I'm dreadfully sorry, there's been a terrible mistake. Your horse lives in a field. What on earth do you think you're doing competing at Windsor Show? So I know what it's like to have these fears. I totally get it. And oh my goodness, I wish I had known then what I know now, because it was so cool to go to Windsor. And I wish I hadn't, and we went back several other times, which was great, but I really wish I'd enjoyed it or let myself enjoy it more and not have these limiting beliefs and these fears holding me back. So I know what it's like to feel like you're tripping yourself up. I really do. So what I've got in the chat, feeling I don't know enough, feeling to read everything and know everything. Lucy, I get it. And it's obviously a good thing to want to develop and improve yourself, but it doesn't want to come at a price. Qualification list as long as you are. That's so common. Now, Cheshire Vet Physio, you messaged me earlier and I asked what your name was and I can't remember, so I'm really sorry, I can't use your name personally. Nikki, feel the imposter syndrome. Yeah, it's such an issue. Everyone is more qualified than me. Now, what's interesting about that is there may be people who are more qualified than you. I think you could say that in any sphere. There are other people who have been going for longer who are more qualified. That's a fact. But there'll also be people who are less qualified, who have less experience, who may be actually not as good at their job as you are, but they aren't getting in their own way. They're not holding themselves back, and they are perhaps doing quite well, moving forward quite well. So it's really interesting. Like you shouldn't be charging for it because you enjoy it. Natalie, that was it. Thank you for reminding me. I always feel really rude when I don't use people's names. Yeah, I don't feel guilty for charging because it's your passion. That is such great advice. Really take that one on board. Okay, so you find out what it is. What is your limiting belief? Then how to get started on the brain training. Now, this is a lot of suggestions. I will send you out a recording when we finish and when it's downloaded, because this will probably take a while to download. But I suggest you take a screenshot of that and feel free to share that to stories. Tag me NKC_equestrian on Instagram or NKC Equestrian Training on Facebook. Please share this because this could be helping so many other people. So how to start tipping your brain back to positive. So you can all read this long list and you might be thinking, I can't do that. I'm not saying you've got to do all of those things, but I'm telling you, starting tomorrow, in less than 5 minutes, you could do a couple of these things, which would start moving the needle forward. If your brain constantly goes back to a negative default, you have got to add these little things in throughout your day to tip yourself back into a positive. And as somebody that is working on their mindset really hard and has been doing this, it works. So first up, gratitude. Now, some of you said, I want more clients. And I hear this all the time, I want more clients, I want more clients. Like I said, if you're coming from that place of lack, it has a massively negative impact on you, on your ability to reach out to new clients. If you focus on what you have, more good stuff will come to you. If you focus on what you haven't got, all you'll feel is that lack. So gratitude. Could you think in the morning or write a list of things you're grateful for? It might be your first cup of tea, your hot shower, your cozy bed. It might be snuggling up with your cat or your dog, or going to see your beautiful horses. It doesn't matter what it is. Just be grateful for it. Maybe it's, in fact, you are going to see some amazing clients that day. So get grateful for what you've got. Doesn't mean you're stuck there forever, but appreciate everything you have right now. Start that this evening. You will go to bed or start your day, depending where you are in the world, or start your afternoon feeling on a high, trust me. Now, you need to be aware of old patterns, thoughts and behaviors, and try and nip those in the bud. Affirmations, so that's simply a positive I am statement that you can write out. You can set as a phone reminder. You can print out and stick them around your house. It needs to be something that you feel passionate about and you're working towards. It might be, I'm a kick-ass therapist. It might be, I'm an amazing riding instructor. It might be something you're working on. So maybe you lack confidence. It might be, I am becoming more and more confident. It might be, I am learning to love using social media more. Whatever it is, something that's true to you. Goal setting, I'm going to talk about this in a moment, but I find that so many people don't have a clear plan of where they want to go. You need a plan, but you need to picture that plan in your mind. You need to visualize what it is you're trying to work towards. Your brain likes images. That's how our minds work. If I said the word horse to you, you've now got a picture of a horse in your mind. You're not seeing the word horse written down. So you need to visualize. I don't know, maybe it's having more time to write. Maybe it's having some more clients. Maybe it's not feeling so stressed. Whatever it is, whatever's true to you, you need to practice picturing that in your mind. Reframing. So I told this story to my Expert Academy lovely clients, and I've also mentioned this on Instagram as well. I had a real issue with time. I was Mrs. I have not got enough time. I can't get it all done. I'm so busy. And basically, I was tripping myself up. I worked really hard to reframe time for myself, to tell myself I had all the time I needed. I had more than enough time. That, coupled with becoming super productive, has made a massive difference. So you can reframe things and look at them from a different perspective. Meditating, you might be thinking, seriously, that is just not me. Well, I didn't think it was me for a long time either. I'm busy, energetic, quite lively, and my brain like whirs. And you might think, oh, I've got time to do that. Well, listen, you can. You can't tell me that you couldn't sit in your car for 1 minute, put a timer on your phone, shut the door at the yard, in between appointments or lessons, whatever it is you do, and just sit for 1 minute. You did that for a whole week, you would notice a real difference. Now I do this. Sometimes I find my brain's a bit sort of scrambled, but actually it calms my brain and great ideas come into my head. My brain just feels less sort of muddled, and I have clarity, and it helps you take clearer action. So try it. Setting an intention. Now, in the morning, I'm sure most of you like a cup of tea. Put in the chat, what does you go for in the morning? Tea, or is it coffee? Or something else, maybe. But when the kettle's boiling, that's one of the first things you do in the morning. Are you standing there thinking, I am going to have such a great day today? Are you thinking, I am going to give the horses I'm seeing today the massage of their lifetime? I am going to do these amazing lessons today. I am going to have such a great day. Oh, are you doing that? If you are, massive thumbs up. If you're not currently doing that, try that tomorrow morning. Just think it while the kettle boils, write it down. It will set you up for such a great day. Journaling is another great way to try training your brain. What is it that's whirring around in your head? What is that voice saying to you? You can't do it, or that won't work, whatever it is. Get it down on paper. One, it's so cool to look back a week, 6 months, 3 years, whatever later, and go, wow, I have come so far. Also, it never seems quite as bad when it's on a piece of paper. It might seem disastrous at 3 o'clock in the morning, whenever these thoughts are lurking, but it's not so bad. Motivational videos. There's so many cool videos on YouTube you can just plug into anytime, day or night, to just give yourself a massive boost. So that is a lot of how to. So put something in the chat on what are you going to try tomorrow? Or if it's Friday morning for you, what are you going to try today? I would love to know what action you're going to take. So here's a question for you. What are you currently feeding your mind? Is your mind being fed on a diet of negative stories in the media, in the news? Are you seeing, like, I don't know, too many posts on social media, either other people having an amazing time and you're feeling like, ugh, or other people's negativity hitting you? You need to be feeding your mind with this stuff and filtering out the negativity. It's just like training a horse. You need to put the good stuff in. It's like getting a healthier body. If you're not going to be super motivated to go to the gym if you've just stuffed down 2 loads of McDonald's. It's the same thing with your mind. So what are you feeding your mind? And I would love to know, what are you going to action from this list? Because don't be the person that sits there going, oh, like, yeah, this is interesting, and then does nothing. Because what a waste of your evening or the beginning of your day. Like, take action. 5 minutes a day. You've got that. I know you spend time scrolling through social media currently. I'm certain that you do that. Maybe you love watching loads of Netflix or something. You cut back 5 minutes of something like that, you've got your time. You can do that. Amazing. Okay. Oh, Monica, what a lovely comment. So brilliant. I'm only getting my certification right now and already think you're teaching us right now. I'm so excited to start my practical career. Oh, brilliant. Scheduling your day better. Yes, excellent. It will really, really help. And I've got some more productivity. Vicky is going to try setting intentions and journaling. Fantastic. Like I said, you could spend a minute a day. Just think those gratitudes when you wake up, set an intention while the kettle boils, stick some affirmations in your phone so they ping up. I'm all about shortcuts. Make it easy. Time it up on social media. That's a really good idea, Amy. Really, really good idea. But you can see why I believe mindset is so critical to your life and your business success. So I've mentioned some of the biggest struggles that therapists come to me with. They lack confidence, they're overwhelmed. Oh, their business is controlled. They spend all their time in the car. They haven't got the right balance they want. They haven't got the income they want. They don't want to talk about themselves. They don't want to be pushy. They don't like sales. All these things. They want a bigger audience. They want to reach more people. All these things you can overcome. So, takeaway. I said there's going to be lots of practical actions. Start with 5 minutes of brain training a day. I mean, crikey, if you start with 1 minute, it's moving yourself forward. If you choose to do nothing, well, that is a decision in itself. But where are you going to be in 6 months' time? What are we, 7 weeks from the end of the year, something like that? In 12 months' time, when we are kind of coming to the close of 2021, if you have not taken any of this action, where will you be? Because who knows where we'll be with global pandemics, but I know I have got the tools to make myself feel better. Whatever's going on, bad stuff still happens to me too. It's just, like I said, I have got the tools in place and I teach others some of these tools because I want them to feel like I do. It's a nice feeling and you can do the same. It is within your grasp. So overwhelm, such a massive problem, and you don't need to feel like this. Okay, so I've hammered the mindset point. Now, do you have a plan? I've mentioned this. So many therapists don't know what it is they're striving for. So, next takeaway, I want you to make yourself a plan. What is your goal? Now, it doesn't need to be fixed in stone forever. You might just be like, I just want 2 more clients. But if you don't know what it is you're busting your gut working for, how will you know when you've got there? So take away from this, it's simple. What is it that you want? What does your ideal, your dream business look like? It doesn't matter where you are now. You could be a million miles away from where you want to be, but you need to know where you're going. So get specific, book in 10, 15 minutes tomorrow or Saturday and write it down. What does success look like for you? It might be that you only want to work school hours. It might be that you want to start treating horses or teaching, whatever it is you do. Lunchtime is your first client onwards because you want to play with your own horses in the morning. I say play in the nicest possible way. I don't mean that to sound patronizing. Why not? Why shouldn't you? You work super hard helping other horses. Why shouldn't you also make time for your own horses? So many people will say, oh, I just wish I had more time to ride. I'm so stressed, I haven't got enough time. Well, what is it you want your life to look like? Get clear. What are the hours you want to work? What are the days you want to work? Who are the clients you want to work with? We're going to talk about niching in a second, but you need to know who the clients that you want to work with are. I'm not saying you're going to be turning people down, but it's going to affect everything in your business. It's going to affect the marketing activities. It's going to affect all the networking type of activities that you could do if you don't know who your clients that you're aiming for. So that is your next takeaway. Screenshot if you need to. Get specific, get clear, and you will find that you are guided towards what you want. Like I said, how will you know when you've done it, got it, whatever it is, if you don't know where you're going, success looks very different for all of us. You might want to never work a weekend ever. You might say, I want to work super busy Saturdays and have a really quiet Sunday, Monday, and maybe Tuesday as well, if you cram a lot in on Saturday. I don't know. Only you can answer that. But trust me, if you don't know what it is that you're striving for, you'll never get there. And that just feeds back into that feeling of lack. So when you've got the end goal really clear, you'll find it's like a guiding star. It'll help you decision making. You'll find the right activities and opportunities present because you're clear about where you're going. So out of interest, what is it that you guys would really like at the moment? Stick it in the chat. Is it 10 new clients? Is it 1 new client? Put it in the chat. I would absolutely love to know. Okay, it's really interesting dipping into the chats. Haven't pushed yourself as another therapist in your area that everyone uses. Well, that's a really interesting, like, limiting belief, isn't it? Netflix diet for sure. Well, you can change that. You can give yourself time and you can put in more positivity into your world. Okay, next I want to talk about like knowing your niche. And that feeds into really nicely what someone just said about, oh, I'm not a therapist in my area, so I don't promote myself. All the things. Are you trying to be everything to everyone? Because I see this so often. Like, you guys want to help, and so many of you have got lots of ways that you can help, which is brilliant. But the danger is, if it's not really clear what you do, that you don't really appeal to anybody. We have a whole session on in the Expert Academy and in our 4-week program. You need to find your niche. I get my clients to write out their help statement, what they do, who they help. You should be able to explain what you do in words that your granny could understand, I don't know, a 7-year-old child could understand. It's so, so important. Why? Because when you establish what it is you do, you can build that expert status. So it's going to be different from all of you. It might be that you want to help sports horses and competition horses. It might be that you work with race horses. Maybe it's pointer-pointers. Maybe you're like the go-to person for getting horses to feel really comfortable before an event. So maybe that's what you do. You do massage and you treat horses before competitions and afterwards, presumably as well. But that's what people kind of know you for. You need to be the go-to person for something, because, and I mean this in a nice way, but if you're just the physio or just the therapist, people aren't quite linking exactly how you help with you. And that means that it's harder for them to really like cement you in their mind, and they will find it harder to recommend you. So having a niche, like knowing exactly who you're helping, is so important. It gives you expert status. It's a foundation to build from. It's easy to create content if you know who you're talking to. Like, if your ideal client is a happy hacker with a hairy cob, and there is nothing wrong with that at all, the kind of activities that you want to do to promote yourself and your business are going to be wildly different from somebody who says, I want to work with the badminton superstars or the Kentucky contenders or whoever, wherever you are in the world. But you can see that it's going to be so different. So you've got to make sure that you know what your niche is. So, so important. So takeaway, are you clear on what you offer and who you help? Now, that might sound funny. Like, of course I know what I do, but I see on so many therapist websites, you're doing all the things. You've got so many different services on offer. It might be that you do massage therapy. It might be that you do clipping. I see that a lot. It might be that you do groundwork, and maybe you do gait analysis. Maybe you do riding as well. Like, that's great that you can do all those things, fantastic. But if it's all laid out in one long list as a potential client, like I could be your client, I'm muddled. I can't even remember what I've gone to look for. And you're not screaming, I am really good at this one thing. So go and visit your website, your social media. What is it you are shouting about? Like, is it really clear what you do and who you help? Stick something in the chat if that is resonating with you, because I would love to know, are you clear on how you help and who you help? Because if you're not, you need to become clear. And as I said, this is where I can definitely help you. So we've got a whole week session on this in the 4-week program. Okay, moving on. Now I've called this section Getting Shit Done. I try not to swear very much actually, but it's a bit more impactful than just saying I'm getting stuff done. I mentioned that I had a real issue with like a lack of time. So I've worked really hard on that. And the other thing I've done, as well as changing my limiting belief that I didn't have enough time, is I've learned to be effective and productive. I don't probably have much more time than I did in the first place. I feel differently about it and I get on with stuff and I get it done. And I'm going to share how I do that now. So I think I said this at the beginning, but you qualified because you want to help horses. You want to be with horses. You don't want to be like staring at a computer all day or pushing paper around, but you've got to admit it. Admin is part of your job. That's just a fact. So rather than it be like grinding you down, you need to find a way that you can crack on with it. Because I speak to so many people who are like, oh yeah, I'm still doing my paperwork like 11 o'clock at night. And yeah, I don't really like doing that. You can, there's a better way, there's a better system. So here are some suggestions for you to put into place. Schedule a time for your admin. Rather than trying to be always doing some, try and yes, there's obviously there's things you need to reply to within a time sensitive things, but try and schedule a clear time when you won't be interrupted, when it's not 11 o'clock at night and your brain isn't on a go slow, and get it done. Set an intention. That what is it you're doing? Is it accounts? Are you a content creation queen? Are you writing some amazing client emails and vet reports? What is it you're doing? Set an intention. Do one thing at a time. Might sound obvious, but I bet you that you're trying to write a report, an email pops up, oh, I just answer that. Oh, look, WhatsApp. Oh, hello, there's an Instagram message at the same time. And then you think, oh, well, I just can't do so much multitasking. I'm so efficient. Multitasking is, in my opinion, a load of rubbish. All you're doing is half of lots of things. You're not actually achieving anything. So one thing at a time. Switch off the distractions. Put your phone on airplane mode. Don't have 3,000 tabs open. Set a timer. Like my attention span, particularly with something I don't hugely want to do, doesn't hold that long, if I'm honest. So maybe just try 20 minutes. You'll be amazed if you actually sit at a task and nothing else for 20 minutes, how you make such inroads into it. So try that and just do it. Because as I said, admin is part of the job. There's things you can do to automate things and cut things down. And that's something I really help my clients with, streamlining their businesses, but there's still going to be stuff you've got to do. And I think another thing we do is we do some of this admin twice. Like, who looks at their phone throughout the day and opens their emails? And I see I get why you need to be checking your emails throughout the day, because if your 3 o'clock person has, I don't know, got an issue, you need to, it's better if you know that at 10 o'clock, not like 2:55. So I get that. But if you're opening emails, reading them, it's taking up time, but you're not actually replying, because I bet you go, oh, I'll reply to them later. Or that one, I need to put a thought about that. Or it's a bit of a longer response. I'll do that at home later. You're doing it twice. So no multitasking, set a timer, set an intention, and get the job done. Right, let me know in the chat. How do you find admin? Is it like a bugbear? Are you super efficient, or does it take you forever? Because these things are going to make a real difference to you. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. Now that is true, but why is it Some people get so much done. Well, I'll tell you why, because they are intentional and they are disciplined. We've all got the same time. It's up to you how you use it. Don't forget, I was Little Miss, no time for that, haven't got enough time. You can change your perception of time and you can be more efficient and more productive. Trust me, because I have done the same to myself and I can help you too with that. This is an exercise I'd love you to try. When you come to do some admin, if admin is not your thing, and I'm sure for most of you, it's probably not your first choice. Like if I said, would you like to go and treat that horse or ride that horse or sit down and do some paperwork? I'm pretty sure I know what you choose. Next time you're trying to do something and there is a resistance coming up, why don't you just take a minute and just work out what it is? Because it's really interesting. Like I find sometimes I put off tasks that I think might be a bit like tricky, or actually I am resistant to doing things that I think are going to be boring. Some things I don't love doing. So I outsource those. I try and do the things that I love doing and that I'm good at doing, and not do the things that I find draining and I'm slow at. Like there's people that can help you, there's people that can do things faster for you. So I would love you to discover when you next do some admin and you find your mind wandering you not being as efficient as you could be, what is that resistance telling you? Because it will be telling you something. It's a bit like learn to listen to horses more. We can all learn to listen to ourselves more, without a doubt. Love accounting, put up with content creation, shocking, make myself do invoices, been better at setting timers, yes, so productive in shortest space of time. Katie, that is so true, it really is. Good with the admin, terrible about keeping tax records. Yeah, we've all got something that we don't want to do, without a doubt, definitely. It's really interesting to hear your goals and so forth in the chat. So thanks so much for dropping into the chat. Okay, takeaway: you can be more productive. Like Katie's just said, she's found this has helped her so much. Set an intention and embrace doing one thing at a time. It will make such a difference. Okay, I am going to just touch upon sales now. As I mentioned at the beginning, sales is a massive topic. I could do like a week's worth of training on sales. Are you a business or are you a busy charity? I would like you to write in the chat CEO if you are all about taking your business seriously, or is it just a hobby job? Because if you are, it doesn't matter if your business is tiny and you have one client or you haven't even qualified yet. If you are going to treat it like a CEO, you'll be going somewhere, you'll be making progress. If you are just thinking of, oh, well, it's fun, oh, I just enjoy it so much, it's not really a business, or I just sort of play ponies, you've got to change that. You've got to take it super seriously, because if you haven't got enough sales, you're not a business, you're a busy charity. And if you're not treating it like a business, you'll be blocking yourself from those sales. So here are some thoughts on sales. Now, as I said, sales is a massive topic. The Expert Academy guys, we did a big training session on this earlier this week, actually. And I'm going to share just a couple of takeaways from that session, because I have bombarded you with lots of stuff tonight. And thank you so much for staying with me. But I want to give you as much value as I could pack into this session. So sales is all linked to your money mindset. I'm sure that is not a great surprise to you, but if you've got stuff about money, and we all have, you'll be blocking those sales. So what do you need to do? You need to clear out those old money blocks, without a doubt. You've got to change that programming around money. You've got to make it easy for your customers. I think so often we make our clients and customers jump through hoops. Like, this is something we were looking quite deeply at the other day in the training. How do you say I'm your ideal customer, say I want to be your client, I want you to come help with my horse. How do you take me from sending you one message to you being there with my horse in person? what does that journey look like? Because I think sometimes we make it so complicated with the best will in the world, and that turns people off. People can kind of get lost along the way. Now, I am the kind of person, if I don't get it sort of sorted, I want to get it sorted. I've decided this is the moment it's going to get actioned. I want action. If it needs like 5 emails, and I understand, yes, of course you need the details, of course you need the back consent, unless you're a trainer. But don't make it too long-winded and complicated. I just want to, you not only want to get this client to book you once, you don't want them to just book you once, you want them to become a brilliant customer, a raving fan. You want this person booking you week after week, month after month, and whatever services you offer. So you need to make sure you train them and you offer them amazing customer service. What about payments? Now, I know so many of you are shooting yourself sales-wise in the foot because you don't have standardized payment systems. You don't want to ask for the money, or you're not asking for the money either upfront or at the time of treating. Now, put in the chat, when do you ask for payment? Is it before? Is it at the time of the appointment? Or is it afterwards? Because I think that it's madness to be leaving the yard without being paid. Now, I appreciate some of you maybe have big, I don't know, clients like racehorse trainers or something where you're going to have to send them an invoice. I get that. But particularly for new clients, for people that you don't know as well, you'll have clients that you know inside out and trust totally. And yeah, they can pay you later. That's fine. But why are you taking a risk with people that perhaps are newer or you don't know? So I would love to know, what is it you do payment-wise at the moment? So hop into the chat and tell me, because I think now there's 2 things. One, COVID has been the most dire experience for everybody. However, one glimmer of hope is it's okay now to say, I don't take cash. You can blame COVID for that. So people don't have to pay you in cash. They can pay you. And then, because the trouble with people paying in cash is they go, oh, I forgot my money. Sorry, I'll pay you next time. That's not good enough. They can pay you in advance, or they can pay you there. PayPal, Stripe, card readers, bank transfers. There's so many ways it can be done easily. So yeah, fed up of chasing people for payment. Exactly. You are doing double the work if you are not getting their money there and then. And if you don't like asking them for payment, that's work that you've got to do on your money mindset, because I get it. Like, I've had that feeling too. Like, when I was a freelance riding instructor, I was happy with my prices. I felt really confident saying what I charged. But then I would teach a lesson, and then I feel like I was sort of standing there while they were untagging the horse and telling me their life story and everything about the horse, what they were going to have for dinner or whatever. And I'll be like, oh, I need the money. I need to go to the next one. And I just found that really awkward. So I get it if you feel like that too, but you need to do something about that. So that standardized payment, there's no excuse now. There's so many ways that you can be getting the money. What's this? I haven't managed to ask for the money up front, not confident enough to ask when I haven't proven myself. Still invoicing post-treatment, which I need to change. Yeah. Do you know what? They've booked you. What is your, what's the right word? I want to say returns policy, but you can't return a service in the same way. But have a think. What would you do if someone has paid you, you do their lesson, you do their treatment, and then they're like, oh, they're not happy? Have a policy, write something, put something together and stick it on your website. We were also talking on the Expert Academy training about being really clear with your clients. Like, what do you do if you get there, and this applies to trainers and practitioners, and the horse is lame. It's too lame. You can't help it. You definitely can't do a riding lesson, and it's too sore to treat.
What do you do? Do they still pay you? Do they pay you half? What if they're running late? Do they get half the session and pay you the same amount? If you've sat in the car for 20 minutes waiting for them, well, that's not very fair, is it? You need to tell them, one, decide it yourself if you haven't already, and tell them up front that this is what happens. And what about those annoying people that go, yeah, Tuesday took was perfect. You drive an hour and a half away, and then you get a message, maybe when you're just about to put into the yard, oh, I can't do it now. Oh, sorry, I got to cancel. Things go wrong, I get it, but it's not really fair, is it, on you? If you've taken half the money up front, some kind of deposit, at least you would be protecting yourself. Personally, I think that's got to change. So it's really interesting to hear what everybody does. So Vicky, at the time of appointment, but long-standing clients. Yeah, long-standing clients, that's totally different. It's down to your discretion, but I just think for new people, it should be a new procedure. And I think you need to own charging, because you can't walk into your favorite local tack shop and go, oh, I'm going to have this saddle. This saddle is amazing. Thank you very much. I've ordered the saddle or the coat, whatever it is. Just send me an invoice. I'll just pay it later. Then you're not going to leave with the saddle. So why is it any different? You can't go to a supermarket and walk out with your shopping and not pay. You know all this stuff. So you just need to make sure that you are changing that, because I see that time and time again. Okay, what you can be doing right now. Now, I mentioned this at the beginning. So many people are saying, oh, I'm really promoting myself right now. Like, I get it. In England, depending exactly what you do, there's a whole thing with new clients, or if it's maintenance for therapists. I get it, right? This is not normal times. Other parts of the world, you might be okay at the moment, but we've all been affected this year. I get it. But that is not a reason not to be taking action. This is exactly the time to be taking action. If you can't do your like normal day job, you've got even more actions you can be taking. I'm not saying it's a positive not being able to fully work. I feel for you guys. And this is why I'm running this training. This is why I'm running this 4-week program, to help. But there's so many things you can be doing. This is not the time to take your foot off the gas. This is the time to get cracking. Here are my suggestions. Activities to fill your diary now, mid-December into 2021 and beyond, because you don't want to be thinking, oh, I need some couple of clients for next week. You also want to be thinking, who am I going to be seeing in January? You might not know in February. You might not know their exact names, but you need to be doing stuff now that will be making those clients come to you. One of our sessions in the 4-week program, which I'll tell you a bit more about in a second, is lead generation, because this is so important for your business. So how can you build your presence right now? What can you do tomorrow or later today, depending on your time zone, to move the needle forward for your business? So training. You could be offering paid or free training sessions in person, COVID secure, of course, or online, depending where you are in the world, what restrictions you're under. Delivery yards, riding clubs, pony clubs. You know stuff, you know so much that it would be gold dust to people that don't know it. Now, that might sound obvious, but things that you take for granted that you know are that your clients don't know. Most people who are spending money on training or therapy sessions for their horse, they want to learn. They want the best for their horse. I know, because I run training courses for horse trainers, and I have welcomed hundreds of people onto these courses. There are people out there who want to learn. You're doing it online. There's no stopping you. There is nothing holding you back. You could be reaching people all around the world. As a trainer or a therapist, you're going to have a geographical area. Doing stuff online, you could be reaching a much bigger audience. What about creating a membership? So you could be creating a subscription monthly service where you offer some training. Maybe you have a theme each month. Maybe it's anatomy, maybe it's stretching, maybe it's groundwork, maybe it's written exercises, maybe it's stuff for rides, depends what your area of expertise is. Your current clients, I bet, would love that. Their friends, new clients, again, you could be reaching people all around the world, and a membership is a great way to do that. It's giving you additional revenue moving forward. It would be fun as well. You'd help more people, and it's a great thing you could be doing right now. Networking. We have sessions all about working with vets. Now, put in the chat, would you like to work with more vets? Because I know pretty much every therapist, that's like the holy grail. That's the golden ticket. Working with vets, getting referrals from vets is what everybody wants. I know, because you guys tell me this all the time. So in our 4-week program, the amazing Kate Granshaw that many of you will remember from the conference, you might have seen her online with me before, is doing a whole session about how to work with more vets. I'm very excited she is a guest speaker in this program. Those lovely people in the Expert Academy had a fantastic session with Kate a couple of weeks ago, all about working with vets. And it was summed up really well as, I wish this is what we've been told when we trained. So this is your time to reach out to more vets, work with more vets. There's so many things you can be doing to start that process. It's just like making a new friend, really, but in a professional way. It's not like one email and that's it, they're sold. It's going to be time. And why not use this time now? Why put this stuff off? Say for other paraprofessionals, farriers, saddlers, trainers, other professionals that you could be networking and working together with. What about marketing? So many activities. You could be making great resources for your clients. Maybe you turn it into an email magnet. Maybe it's just a nice freebie for your current clients. How are you keeping in touch? If you can't see your clients as much as you normally would, how are you staying in touch with them? Because you want to go back to treat their horse, and you just need to let them know that you can't wait to see their horse. But how are you doing that? Are you doing that? Have you got a website? Are you updating your website? Like, I see so many therapists who don't have a website, have a limited online presence, or they've got a website that's pretty out of date with some pretty rubbishy old photos. Why not use this time now to update that? People will check you out online. It's a fact. You do need a website. It doesn't need to cost hundreds. You can make something quite simple yourself. It might take a little bit of time, but it's achievable. It is possible to do that. Other people have done it, so you can do it. But you need one. And it needs to be up to date. It needs to have the right information on. And you can be creating valuable content on social media. There's so many things you could be doing right now in your business. So type into the chat, what is it you are going to do right now for your business? Because there's so many things you could be doing. Amy would love to have some more referrals. Vicky'd love to work with more vets. Yes, love to work with more vets. I think it's like the holy grail. And that's why that features in the 4-week program. And as I said, you'll be hearing it, I want to say from the horse's mouth. That's a terrible pun, but it's true. You'll be hearing it from Kate, my lovely vet I work really closely with. Now, if you looked at this list and thought, oh my word, I don't know how to do any of that, don't worry. Nobody knows how to do all that at first. You can learn, you can figure it out, but all of this stuff is possible. You can work with vets. You could have a membership for your clients. You could offer training to people all around the world. You could have an amazing website. You could create all these brilliant resources, post on social media, engaging, valuable content. You can do that. You might not know exactly how to do it, but if you decide you are going to do that, you'll find a way, trust me. And I can also help you with that. So you guys have been great. Thank you so much for keeping the energy and staying with me this evening. I'm just going to finish. I think this slide speaks for itself. These are the things you need, but you can see what I think is most important from my choice of type font size. Success mindset. Your mindset is what is going to make the difference, because if you are in a feeling, you don't have clarity on where you're going, you don't have a clear vision, you're not going to be productive, you're blocking your sales, and you will not be taking these actions at all. So if you can work on training your brain, trust me, the other stuff will follow and flow like there's no tomorrow. You need clarity on where you're going. Think of that North Star, that goal you're aiming for. You need to not waste your time multitasking. It doesn't work. You need to get productive. You need to see sales not as a dirty word, but as simply serving more horses and clients. And you need to be taking action right now, today, tomorrow, and every day to move your business forward. All the little steps add up. If you're doing nothing, you're not going to have moved in the next 3, 6, 12 months. I know it's not been the ideal year, but you can still take some control back. There's still things that you can do. All of these things you could do, they're not expensive things to do. I'm not suggesting you create a marketing budget and spend thousands of pounds on Facebook ads. There's so many things you can do. You just have to decide you want to. It's as simple as that. So you're not alone. Like I've said all along, I am here to help you. I've put together a 4-week group support program called the Equine Practitioner Bubble, starting a week today, because it's been a crappy year. I get that. I don't want you to carry on feeling however you've been feeling. I want you to feel more resilient, make your business future-proofed. Who knows what the next year or two are going to look like? I want you to grow yourself and your business. I want you to end with a clear plan for 2021. And that is why I put this program together. You need to take some action. I think I've driven that point home quite clearly. You need to unlock, you need the key to unlock your mindset and your business. You need to be moving forward. You need growth in yourself, your mindset, and your business. And you need a plan. If you don't take any action, where are you going to be in 6 months' time? I would love if you could just take a second to think, how would it feel if you had the clients that you want, those extra clients that you want? How would it feel if you didn't feel so stressed, if you didn't feel like you spent your whole life in the car, or you weren't feeling like you were doing all the things but not getting the results you wanted? How would it feel if you could just take that pressure away? And that's what this program is designed for. It's designed to support you, give you the tools you need, and give you the shortcuts. I've based it on 4 foundations. This 4-week program it's a foundation. It's laying those stepping stones for you to move forward. It's 1 month of my support, and these are the 4 areas we'll be focusing on. Mindset, I know I've mentioned it a lot, but it really is so important. Finding your niche, establishing that, building your online audience, generating more leads. Where are your next clients coming from over the next 6 months? That's what we'll be looking at. I mentioned working with more vets, which is so essential for your business. We've got the bonus session with Kate Granshaw. She's an amazing vet. I know the guys in the Expert Academy couldn't speak highly enough of her. And we've got a bonus session on creating your 2021 plan. I want you to end this year on a high, feeling ready to attack the next year, feeling more resilient and ready to go. So like I said, it doesn't have to be this hard. Like, I know what it feels like to struggle in business. I get it. I know what it feels like to feel worried about investing in yourself and your business. I've shared this before on social media that I know I needed help in my business, but I couldn't have been more resistant to working with one of the first coaches that I worked with. In fact, I just put off making contact with her. I then dragged my feet very considerably. In fact, I even went as far as sending her an email, giving her, I think, 10 reasons, maybe more, why she didn't want me as a client. Like, I couldn't have been in a more negative state, and I couldn't have been blocking myself anymore. So if you're thinking, oh, I'd love to do this, but oh, I don't know, like, I've been there. So, but trust me, the one thing I wish I'd done sooner in my business was not do the hard way, get some support and get some help earlier, because It makes all the difference. Support, accountability, that's what you'll be getting in this 4-week program. I know my guys in the Expert Academy, on the day of the conference, we had Boris, or was the day after, saying, oh, you know, lockdown 2.0 in England. It was a bit of a negative feeling. And they all jumped into our private Facebook group saying, I'm so glad we've got the support. I'm so glad we've got this program, this training. This is just the time I needed. So I know that I've relied really heavily on my coaches throughout this year when it's been highs and lows. This is the time that you do need support when things are not as ideal as we would like. So you get ongoing access to all of the training in this 4-week program. All the sessions will be recorded, placed into a private Facebook group, which you can continue to access. I don't want your growth to be stopped at 4 weeks. I want you to go back and revisit these training sessions as many times as you wish. So it's 4 weeks of intense coaching, but it's up to you how much you use it in the future. And I'll be giving you the habits that you can carry forward. This program is a kickstart, and it is for people who basically don't know how to move themselves forward. You could also say that at times you might get a slight kick up the backside. It would be dished out in the most loving way. But yeah, that's what it's for, because accountability is what makes you take the action. So you'll be learning what you don't get taught when you train, all the things you wish you'd known, things I wished I'd known sooner in my business. I wanted to share with you what some other practitioners that I work with have been saying, because, well, you can read this for yourself, but they say the nicest things. I wanted to share some of that with you. My mindset is 10,000% better. I mean, wow, that's so amazing. This has been so helpful. I wish I'd had it when I first started out. Can't recommend it enough. I didn't realize how much I was blocking myself, feeling so productive, worked on my hot list. You could feel like this too. And trust me, as somebody that's felt negative about the business and then super positive, it's much better on the side of positivity. So I'd love you to be feeling like these guys do as well. So what is included? Well, we're starting next Thursday, as I mentioned. It's 4 live training calls, 2 bonus training calls as well. It's like incredible value. I have lined up so much because I can't tell you how much I want to help you end this year like on a massive high note. So you'll get access to our 2020 conference replay, or if you've already taken part in that, a free ticket to the 2021 Healthy Horse Conference. Sue Dyson is a headline speaker again next year. That conference ticket alone, if you bought just before the conference when was on in October, that's £145 on its own. Like, this just shows you how much value there is in this program. You'll get ongoing access to 2 of my online self-study courses, Horse First Aid and Equine Nutrition. That's the best part of another £400 worth of value, but also that's hours of learning, hours of CPD, and 2 bonus CPD sessions. We've got plenty for you to choose from, many with Dr. Sue Dyson, who I know will be familiar to lots of you. I am a massive fan, I have to say, and I can't wait. We've got some training with her on Saturday. I'm so excited about that. So the value of this program is easily in excess of £2,500, but if you want to join, the investment, the early bird investment, is simply £397 if you book before Monday the 16th. It is an absolute bargain, I have to say. I want you to learn all the things that you need to learn. I want you to move your business forward. I want you to feel like you can get out of this hole that you may be currently feeling like you're in. Trust me, we can help you without a doubt. And I would love you to take part. If you book after Monday the 16th, it's £497. So you might be thinking, oh, I don't know, is it for me? Some of you will be literally sitting there thinking, how do I book? This is definitely what I need. Some of you might be thinking, oh, I'm not sure. So let me answer a few questions for you. Is it for me if I'm not based in the UK? Yes, 100%. It's all online. The timing of the calls is generally UK early evening, around this time. Some sessions are afternoon, but they will be recorded. So that for US, Canada, that's going to work for you guys. Australia, New Zealand, the evening sessions will definitely work, and the majority are evening sessions. So it's recorded, the timings are going to work. Is it for me if I'm just starting out? Yes, 100%. Is it for me if I've been in business for a while? Yes, it's for anybody that wants to take back control of the business. It's for anybody who doesn't know what they need to do to move forward. And we've all felt like that. It's for those who want to future-proof their business. They want more revenue, they want different ways of working, and they want to feel ready for whatever the next year is going to bring. Then yes, it is for you. So what do you do next? Well, book your place. As I said, there'll be some of you watching this right now going, how do I sign up? Well, I'm going to press send on an email in about 2 seconds time, which will give you a link directly to book. The first 5 people booking on will get a free one-to-one session so I can help you even more. There'll be only 5 of those. So if you want to book, if you know this is for you, get cracking, and then you can get an extra one-to-one session. I understand some of you will have some questions. I get that. You'll also, in this email, get a link where you can book a call. I've opened up 10 20-minute call slots in my diary over the next few days. I've got sessions tomorrow. I have even got sessions over the weekend. So don't tell me you haven't got time, because I've got sessions in the evening, I've got sessions in the afternoon, I've got Sunday, Saturday sessions. Get on a call, just book, there's a link, just click the time you want and we can chat. I will answer your questions. Just tell me what is on your mind and we will see if we can find a solution, because I know what it's like to hold yourself back, because I did that, and I would love you to get out of your own way. I would love nothing better than to help and support you end 2020 on a massive high. And trust me, when you get help, it is such a better place, such a better feeling. So I can't wait to help you. I have loved doing this training with you guys tonight. Hit me with your questions. Questions about the program, questions about the training tonight. How can I help you? Let me know in the chat or use the question function. I am ready and waiting to take your questions. Let's go. I don't think we have any in the question and answer. What have we got in the chat? Okay. Just on my oh yes, Sinead, you've just done your website. Brilliant. Launched it this evening. Well done. This has been fab. Giving me the kick up the bum I needed. When to get the timetable for the course? Amy, that will be with you tomorrow. I've just been putting the finishing touches to the timings. Fantastic. I have enjoyed doing this so much for you guys. Like all I ask is that you don't hold yourself back. Get a call booked, get the support that you need, and get out of your own way. Thank you so much. It's my absolute pleasure. Like, as I said, this is what I love doing. I love giving you guys results, because I know how much easier it is to do your job when you've got somebody that is on the sidelines cheering you on. I know my guys in the Expert Academy will say how it's helped them to not feel on their own and to just give themselves a massive push forward. Oh, thank you so much, Vicky. Absolute pleasure. Really need the push to keep going. Just like, I know it's been a strange year, but this is exactly why you need to take the action now, because who knows how it's going to go. Definitely. Oh, Amy, that's so nice. You always end calls with me on such a high, so motivated. Oh, amazing. Lizzie, loved it so much. Thank you. Just the talking to you needed. Excellent. Natalie, I'm really pleased to hear that. Olivia, ready to be more productive. Going to take the brave step of self-promotion. Definitely signing up for the course. Amazing. Olivia, you should have that link with you, like, now, hopefully. If I press the right button, I said not to multitask, I'm trying to press it on my phone as well. Get booking, and then you'll get your free one-to-one session as well. Thank you so much. Lots to take away. I promised you guys practical actions, but promise me back you would actually do some of this stuff.
Taking the points on board. Robin, amazing. Like, reach out if you want some more help, guys. Like, I am here to help you. Robin, this would be the perfect cause for you. Carrie, thank you, Nicola. My absolute pleasure. You've booked a call with me tomorrow. Amazing. It's difficult working on your own. It is difficult working on your own, Carrie. Like, if you have a boss, if you have like a proper job, you have somebody telling you how wonderful you are all the time. You get, well done, great job, oh, fantastic, thanks you for doing that. You don't get that when you are the business. You guys are doing everything. But are you praising yourself? Because I think probably you're not. And you need to change that. That is why working in a group setting is so amazing, because we're all cheering each other on. I'm going, that's fantastic, well done. And you will cheer each other on as well. And it is such a great feeling. I can't recommend that feeling enough. But are you giving yourself any praise? Because I'm pretty sure you're not. You need to learn to change that. It is difficult working your own. Definitely not praising yourself, your biggest critic. Carrie, you have got to change that. Let me know if you want to get on a call and I can answer your questions, because if you don't change that inner critic, if you don't dampen that down, you will not be going forward. You'll just be stuck in this like lack. Oh, not quite good enough. Oh, I could have done this. I'm sure we could all do more things, but why not give yourself a massive pat on the back for what you're actually doing at the moment? Because I'm sure you're doing a great job. You just need to appreciate it. Guys, thank you so much for joining from wherever you have joined us in the world. I really, really appreciate it. Now, why can't I get into that question? Let me come out of my slides and then I can answer the question. Are the sessions interactive? Are the question and answer sessions? Louise, that is a great question. Thank you for asking it. Yes, 100%. Like, you've seen how this training has been tonight. Like, this is just a taster. I want you guys involved. So the private Facebook group that we'll be using, I post in there every day, Monday to Friday, giving you tasks, asking you to comment. What steps are you taking? Like, yes. Interactivity is massive. I don't want you just hearing this stuff. I want you hearing stuff and taking action. So, Louise, great question, 100%. You can ask all the questions you like on the training sessions and you'll be taking lots and lots of action. So, yeah, interactive, it certainly is. Do we have any other questions, guys? Please stick them into the chat, stick them into the Q&A. It's so lovely reading your lovely comments. And I am so happy to have helped you all this evening. I have really, really enjoyed that. So check your emails. You should have this email with you now. Book a call if you haven't already. And let's get cracking. Get yourself booked on. Like, this is such great value. Like I said, place for the conference is £145. So you're getting so much for £397. This is the time. Seize the moment, take the action. You definitely won't regret it. Oh, I'm just loving all your lovely comments. It's so nice. Well, guys, if I don't have any more questions, I am going to let you end your evening or your lunch break or start your day wherever you are in the world. But a massive thank you for joining me through the wonders of modern technology. And I wish you every success and taking action in the next 24 hours. And I can't wait to work with you more in the future. So get your call booked, get booking your place, and I can't wait to see as many of you as possible in the 4-week program. Right, enjoy the rest of your day. If you think of a brilliant question, this is me, always think of the perfect question after a training. Drop me a DM on Instagram, send me an email. I'm more than happy to help you and answer that for you. Take care, guys. Lovely to see you all. Bye.